Hey there, Andrew Jobling, the Accidental Author. As you can see, I am in the amazing Bali, and this is the inaugural I Am Author Bali retreat, sitting next to Justin Witcher. Hey, Justin, how are you, mate?
Good, Andrew. Yeah,
Oh, mate, it's hard to not be good, isn't it?
it is. Yeah, it's an amazing place. It's amazing, very relaxing, very zone out from the world, and a lot to take in, which is amazing.
Yeah, awesome, mate. And so we have, as I said, got this retreat happening. We've got about 16, 17, 18, I don't even know how many people that have come all the way from Australia, from the US, some that are already in Bali. And the whole idea of the retreat is just help them get their book out there, live their best life. So, mate, tell us, what have you got so far? We're on day 3. What have you got from it so far?
Personally, it is much more than I expected it to be. These people who I had no idea of in person have all got their own stories, their own journeys, their own reasons for wanting to be here. And it's been so uplifting, to actually hear where their background comes from, what their stories are, and why they want to write a book ultimately.
Awesome.
And get it out there.
So what's been the shift for you? I mean, has there been a shift? I mean, you've come into this, obviously, retreat with a desire to write a book and with some ideas and thoughts. What's been the real shift?
Listen, I just think it's been getting around the people that are here. Knowing that I'm no different to them. Yes, I've got a different journey, and a different purpose for potentially ending up here with them, but that I'm no different, that I'm capable of doing anything really. And some of these people have already written books, done what they've done, and they've inspired me to just literally know that the minute I'm back home, and just to take action and get into it.
So you really feel like you can do it now?
Yeah, I definitely do. I've already, after part of yesterday's sessions and many different areas we've touched on, I've realised that there's no reason in 90 days I won't have the first draft of my book done.
That's so good, mate. Now, why don't you give, right? Because, mate, right now I'm going to hand over expert status to you. People watching this who are wanting to write a book and get published, what would be one hint you'd give to them?
Pretty simple one. Just do it. If you've thought about it, I thought about it for 10 years, but if you've thought about it, ummed and ahed about it, procrastinated about it, all I can suggest is, even from the moment I've learned to start writing, and I've never been into books much myself, but I knew that I wanted to try and help people ultimately. And I see this as a genuine way to be able to do that.
Awesome.
So just get started. The message that I keep hearing is just get started. No pressure, no expectation. Don't overthink it. There are some people here, I believe, and we probably agree, they're massive overthinkers about it all. Absolutely. But good on them for being here.
Yeah.
But it's just go with it. And, the message here is find 10 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day in your life. And before you know it, you can be stuck into one. And then the process has started.
Awesome,
and
mate.
That's the hardest part, getting started.
Brilliant. That's great advice. There you go. You've heard it live from Justin Witcher here in Bali. Mate, keep enjoying the next few days. And
will do. Loving it.
Thanks for hanging.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks, mate. Just pause that. So that was Justin, and I'm just going to sit here and wait for someone to walk past, and then I'll grab them and sit them down next to me in this seat right here. But I guess while I'm just waiting, this has been, I think I always had a vision for this retreat, that it was going to be amazing for people. It was going to be something that could really help them break through things that are holding them back. Sal? I'm just calling over Sally Ann Gent. She's got no idea that we're holding a video here, but she'll be into it. She loves it. Come here, Sal. Have a seat. Have a seat.
Who is it?
This is you and me. So everyone, this is Sally Ann Gent, and Sal is one of the wonderful. I just grabbed her. She's got no idea. She's sitting here randomly going, "What's going on, Jubbers?" Well, this is a video going out to all the people that are writing books, thinking about writing books, wanting inspiration. And you're gonna. Can you just tell us, Sal? Sorry to throw you under the bus like this. What have you got out of the retreat of these first few days? What's really sort of resonated for you?
What have I got out of the retreat? So first of all, I have stopped, paused, and the people in the room were just immediately beautiful souls.
Yeah,
I believe is a representation of Andrew's tribe.
Thank you, Sal. Sal says I have trouble saying thank you, so I'm saying thank you.
I called Andrew on his sometimes Andrew goes a little bit fast like me, and he's a little bit of a perfectionist, and he loves.
I'm not sure about
he's
the
really
thing, but going fast,
but
yes.
you're good at what you do,
Yes.
And so sometimes I just feel like Andrew needs to give himself a little bit more acknowledgement than what he does.
Well, and that's a really good
in his
message,
life.
isn't it? And
Yeah.
thank you. I do appreciate that. And that's a really good message. And sometimes, and you're the same, right? Because you're go, got to get things done. And sometimes you miss life at
Yes,
times, don't you? And
we
sometimes
do.
you need to
We
just
do.
come and stop and go, oh, I've got this great life. And so we had a chat earlier. So if you're going to give some advice to these people that are watching right now from what you've learned so far in the last couple of days, what would it be?
I would say don't think, just do, because over a period of me reaching out to Andrew, who is a friend of 20 years, I think almost now, and
We were both in our teens,
of course, young and frivolous, and I feel like sometimes you've just got to not think and just do it, and it will be a good journey if it's obviously good people lead you to other good people, and just the vibe in the room over the first couple of days was just phenomenal, and I really was quite. I didn't expect anything, but
Yep.
It's definitely exceeded my expectations, and I feel like just being able to stop and pause and just be present and really learn. And Bali is a great location for this, I'm going to say. And it's just been a really good journey.
Yeah.
And I'm loving today, because today in the middle day, which has just allowed me to pause, absorb,
and reflect,
and
Yep.
just take a breath. And yeah, this is really needed. So we're really going to have a lovely time over the next 2 days.
Yeah.
And it's really going to help me in my total life. It's not just about writing a book. It's really about all of those aspects of your life that you forget to tweak and pause, and you know what they are. You've just got to have a moment to stop and figure it out. And this weekend.
So I think the message there is it's important to take time out, in your journey of writing your book or getting it out there, and the hustle and bustle of the world is, I think, what Sal's saying. Just do it, but also take time out to feed yourself and look after yourself, because that's where creativity lies. So Sal, thanks for dropping in and saying hi.
Great.
See ya. Enjoy your day. Well, that was the wonderful Sally Ann Gent. So we'll just sit here and see who else I can hijack as they want to pass. Fee, come here. Fee's on her way over. So she'll be here very shortly, and we'll hear from her. Come on, Fee. Give me a hand. Have a seat.
Whoops. What a beautiful hour. I've never had a foot myself.
Haven't you? Let's come down and sit here and we'll talk about it. So Fee, just so you know what I'm doing, because again, as I said to you guys, I'm just hijacking people as they walk past. Fee, this is a video that's going to go out to all people that are inspired to write a book and to be successful and happy in life. Hey, me, and these guys, you got to focus now, all right? Look at those nails. Show them your nails.
Oh, well,
what happened to the other one? It broke. Oh,
I had
tragedy
to,
when your
well,
finger
no one
breaks.
was around to help me lift my case onto the form, so I had to do it myself, and it was so heavy it took one of my nails.
Too many shoes in your suitcase. So, Fee, tell these guys that are watching this what's happened for you in the last few days in terms of not just writing a book, because I know you're going to write a book, but just for you, what's Bali done for you the last few days?
Bali has helped me grow so much within myself, and I've been able to self-search so much more intensely that I've made decisions for my life to look forward, and I'm being really happy. And I've transitioned to the point where I'm going to do more for myself and accomplish more for myself.
That's awesome.
Than I'd ever been able to do before, because I've always put others, which has been happy, very happy for me to do at times, but I've always put everyone else before me.
Yep.
And what I've needed to do for me, and it has stunted my growth.
Yeah.
In lots of areas.
Yeah.
My music, my writing.
Yep. Yep.
I have had the time to study.
Yep.
In the last 2 years, which has given me great confidence with what I've done with the Brave Thinking Institute, and that was Mary Morrissey, who helped me amazingly.
Wonderful.
And I thoroughly recommend it to anyone that wants to move ahead and believe in themselves. And you have done that for me in so many ways, and I'm so glad I took your advice.
Good.
In coming.
Oh, I'm glad to.
In coming over here, because you've made my.
And if you've ever heard me talk about it's not about the book, Fee's an example of, she's come over here to learn how to write a book, and she's had some incredible personal transformation in her life. And I think when you really immerse yourself in the environment with the right people, and really focus on yourself, it's amazing what can happen in your life. So thank you, Fee, for dropping in. I've got a couple of, Vanina's going to come over and chat to us now.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank
you for everything.
You're welcome.
You're wonderful.
Eva, you can come. We've got Eva and Vanina. So Vanina's wandering over now. So that's it. Make sure your hair looks beautiful. Sit down. Being so vain.
Hello,
everyone. This is Vanina. Now, Vanina lives in Bali, and Vanina is Argentinian, Italian. What else?
Argentinian, Italian with some spices of Portuguese.
She's mixed spice variety. She is. And so, Vanina, just so you know, and people watching this are going, oh, here he goes again. But I've got it. So she knows, because I've just hijacked her, basically. The people watching this are on the journey to write their book, or maybe have written books, and they get these videos. This is just a special one. This is live from Bali with some wonderful guests. So tell them what
was my experience here.
Yeah, what's been your experience so far in the last few days?
It was amazing. I was in this curiosity what I will find in all this retreat, and I was starting my process. I was writing already, but I felt that I needed to go to the next stage, so I decided to join the retreat, and it has been wonderful and great.
You had a lot of questions. I mean, when I was talking to Vanina leading up to the retreat, she had lots of questions. What's the program? Tell me this. Tell me that. And I said, trust me, just calm. It'll unfold. So
I kind of wanted a structure at all costs, so logical with my brain. But at the end of the day, I think I'm receiving so many messages or signs or things that are standing up when you talk, and I'm kind of bringing that removing this logic that I was having.
It's hard to do, isn't it? It's hard to do.
Removing the logic that I was having, and I'm picking up that fluidless and that no walls around me, and embracing imperfection and embracing the process. And
so if you're going to give people some advice, if they're on their journey of wherever they're at in their writing journey or life journey, what advice would you give them?
For me, it would be to start always with their heart. So wherever they feel, if they feel that they feel it in their stomach, and to write with the heart, because at the end is, if you can write from the heart, it's because you are being true to yourself. And then I love something that you say today was about that construction site is always messy. And at the end, we see the final product that is a beautiful house with a garden. And I think we have to embrace the process, knowing that it will be messy at the beginning. We will be confused. We will be some days struggling, some days very inspired. That the constant, right, always, and heart in the hands, and looking forward one direction.
There you go. That's some pretty amazing advice.
Okay.
Thank you, Vanina.
Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, coming on, and we're now calling over the fabulous Eva Sifis, who is coming over with her sexy swagger. So while Eva's coming over, I mean, this is not a promotion for a Bali retreat. I just want to make sure you're clear with that. This is just as showing you when you go into this journey to write a book, so much more unfolds and unlocks, and so much healing is available, and so many opportunities. And Eva, we were having a chat earlier. Eva, this is Eva. Hello. Eva was saying that she's been through some stuff in her life, and she's never thought of it as a trauma or a tragedy. It's always been a gift, an opportunity, hasn't it?
Absolutely. And I can't say that I haven't that seeing it as a trauma or a tragedy didn't exist for the first years. Of course I saw it as a tragedy. It took time, but once I got there, I realized the gifts that are inherent in being visited with things like trauma and life-changing trauma, because truly you become a different person. And your perspective.
Sorry, I'm just, Steve's at the back waiting. He can't wait to get.
That's where I'll go away.
No, don't go away.
Your perspective changes forever. And
So what's shifted for you over the last few days?
Getting away from Australia.
Getting away, well, and that's a metaphor for getting away from the busyness of life, right? And all the other external distractions.
Yeah, getting away from the mess that exists back home. And I remember I was even on the plane and getting off the plane and walking, going through customs and stuff. And I remember I consciously tried to think, what are all the things that I worry about back home? And I couldn't remember one. I'm constantly worrying. I'm constantly regurgitating stuff in my head. But over here, I just feel like it's gone.
Yeah.
And I have freedom. I have freedom. And it's wonderful.
That is wonderful.
And in fact, I've extended my stay here by 3 weeks. I've got a month in Bali where I'm going to just sit and write.
You're going to create, because there's something about, isn't there, Eva, when you get, as you said, you said now you can't even think about all the things you were stressing about, but when you get into a place, and it doesn't have to be Bali, by the way, it could just be a room in your house, or it could be by the beach, or it could be at the park, where you can just go and just be with you and unlock.
Retreat from the busyness of life.
Yeah. So Eva, give some advice. If you're going to give one piece of advice to these guys on their journey of they're writing their books or they're trying to create the results, what would you say to them?
I'll say exactly what you said to me today, that the first draft is meant to be shit. Don't think about it.
That word?
Well, maybe not.
This is Eva's interpretation of what I said.
This is.
I think I said crap, shit, same thing, same.
Don't stress about perfection, because I was just over there before and I caught myself wondering about how to elucidate this certain sentence, and then I thought, and I remembered what Andrew had said to me like minutes beforehand, and I just thought, just get it out on page. Just get it out, and then you can worry about it later. Beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Eva.
See ya.
Good. And I've lost Steve, but that's okay. While we're waiting for Steve, just seeing who else is around me, who I can hijack. But we'll just chat and see. He'll be here soon. So as you can see, we're just in a beautiful place in Ubud, in Bali, or out of Ubud. It's a resort that's pretty much smack bang in the middle of nowhere, and it's just, I don't know, there's something about removing yourself from your normal space. So I know if you're watching this, you might be in the middle of chaos. Find a space out of the chaos, because you will not believe what comes when you just allow yourself to just be in a space. That's where creativity lies. So when if you're sitting there struggling with a way to write your book, finish your book, publish your book, a way to market your book, then sit in a space, get out of your zone, and you watch what happens.
Yeah.
Mr. Stephen Torts.
Sit down, Steve.
G'day, mate.
G'day.
How are you?
I'm good.
Mate, thanks for wandering past.
Yeah, it's
It's a tough gig, though, isn't it? I mean, putting up with this kind of stuff, mate, how do we do it?
I don't know. I got so used to the freezing cold in southern WA
Yeah, well, I'm in Melbourne, mate, so I know exactly
Exactly
what
what
you're
you
talking
mean. Yeah.
about. So, Steve, tell us a bit about, mate, over the last. So, you're published. You've got 2 books and your third one on the way already.
That's right.
And so, what was it that made you want to come to a writing retreat? What was the initial motivation? And then we'll talk about what sort of happens since.
Well, the initial motivation is that you proposed it, and it was an Andrew Jobling thing, and I knew that the Andrew Jobling thing would be well done, well organised, and with lots and lots of really good information in it. You know,
Well, thank you.
that's the first thing, and the second is that what I'm right now doing is that I'm trying to work out what my next project's going to be, my next writing project. And what I've found in this is it's kickstarting that.
Okay, so it's starting to help you unlock some ideas for you next.
Yeah.
Because you've written a trilogy. You're working on the third book of it. It's a trilogy.
No, I've got 2 published. The third one is in manuscript.
Right. But is that a trilogy? I mean,
It's
3.
It's effectively a trilogy.
Okay, so 3 is it. So he's an established author, and doing great stuff. So now
I try to be.
No, you are doing it, not trying. You're doing it, mate. You've got 2 books. I've seen them. I've smelt the pages. They're real, so you've done it.
Yeah.
Obviously, we all want better results
Yes.
than we're getting. I think everyone would. I think J.K. Rowling would say the same thing.
Yeah, probably.
But
Don't know how you'd be better than J.K.
I know, I
Rowling,
don't
anyway.
either. But you know what we are to ourselves. We're all our own harshest critic. So what's been the most profound thing that you've got over the last few days and shift you've felt within yourself?
Well, I think this place is amazing, and I think what it's done is it's infused everybody in this group of people. We're such a disparate group. I mean, there are all sorts of people in this group with all sorts of things that drive them, things that keep them back, and all of that sort of stuff. And it's that sense of community that we've pulled together so quickly. I mean, we've only been going 3 days.
3 days. This is the third day.
The third day. Yeah, that's right. And we're all together, and we're all talking, and we're all opening up to the possibilities, to each other, telling each other our stories, and asking each other advice. All of this sort of stuff. It's really, really cool.
It has been cool, hasn't it? So, Steve, if you're going to give these guys some advice on their journey, wherever they may be in the process, whether it's right at the beginning or on trying to finish a manuscript or trying to publish one or now publish, trying to sell it and create results, what would you say to them?
Well, in terms of, if you want to go back to the writing bit, what you've got to do is just let your creativity have its head. Don't hold back. And one of the sessions we had was either yesterday or today. It reinforced that for me in that just don't stifle your own creativity by overworking the problem. Just let it out. I think it was you that was saying that. Just let the whole thing out. So that's the writing bit. And to be honest, when you're writing a book and you're producing a book, the writing is the easy bit. It's the creative thing that I just have to get it all out. And the hard bit that requires persistence and patience is the publishing, that end of it, the publishing and then the promotion of the book. And you've got to convince yourself and be in yourself very, very convinced that this is what you want.
Yep.
If you want a book and you want to get it out there and you want to make a difference in people's lives, keep on going with it. Keep on going with it. Because I read an ABC article this morning that talked about the Miles Franklin winner. Did you read that? Miles Franklin winner.
Didn't read it.
Was the book that or the manuscript or the book that was that won the Miles Franklin was turned down by every publisher, and she's won the Miles Franklin Award. So that is a testimony to patience and persistence.
Grit. determination, whatever you want
Yeah.
to call it.
Yeah.
That's the key. Really, it's not about ability. And if you've ever heard me talk, and you've probably heard me multiple times, so it's not about ability, it's not about talent, it's about routine, it's about consistency, it's about persistence, about belief. It's about just keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. Results will come. Mate, thanks for joining me for
All
a few
right.
minutes.
Yeah. Well, I'll get back to the pool.
Well, it's a tough day for you, mate. So get back. Yeah.
See you later.
Don't get a suntan. Thanks, mate. Okay. Well, you've heard from a few wonderful people. What I'm thinking is, because we've got quite a few more people, and I'm probably not going to get to talk to every one of them, that'll do for this part. We'll call this part one, that you'll be watching, and then there will be another part coming soon. But I guess I don't have to say too much. I think what everyone who sat next to me has said is very powerful. No matter where you are on the journey, you can do it. You're good enough. Find your space. Trust yourself. Follow your heart. Keep going. Persist. Keep going, and you will achieve anything and everything you want. I'll see you really soon.